Greetings, GCs. Welcome to Defiance / Oscar Burns Radio. As always, I am Defiance / Favored Saints / Creative Consultant for Favored Saints / your Favored Saints champion, Oscar Burns. I'd first like to take the time to personally thank the former host of the show, yes, that's right, I said former, host of Defiance Radio, Scotty Flash, for his contributions. He walked on this show so we could run. No longer are we going to present a show that's filled with lowbrow jokes and sophomoric hijinks. Well, I'll level with you, GCs, maybe. I don't know what these bloody punters even do on this show, truth be told, but anyway, we will also be working in a new Lindsay Troy slander-free zone going forward. No longer are you going to have to listen to people badmouth Boy Victus and your Fist of Defiance Lindsay Troy unless they choose to do so at their own peril. That means you, Tom Morrow and Alvaro de Vargas. Anyway, we appreciate you taking the time to listen, and if you stay here, there might be a prize for you at the end. But probably not. And be sure to listen to this show, because it might be the last time you hear that burnout resin. Resin? I told you, I don't want you anywhere in my company. And after DEFCON, you're gone. For good.
Programs like this are made possible with the support of listeners like you. So step into the ring, join our live chat, and share your voice and unique opinion. It's the passion of the Defiance faithful that has always moved the sport forward. And tonight we present the natural evolution of Defiance Radio. We hope you'll enjoy the Lance Warner Experience.
Just 4 days away from kicking off the most momentous 2 days of professional wrestling that the world has ever seen, DEFCON awaits, and tonight we go inside Defiance Wrestling's premier spectacle. This is Lance Warner. Tonight, a look at the biggest matches, hottest feuds, and most controversial stakes surrounding the faithful's most favored event. No, I won't be dwelling on the past or what came before on this broadcast. In fact, my intent, our intent, is to push the medium and add to the professional wrestling conversation with thought-provoking topics and human interest pieces. We begin with a look at family. Whether they've been known as the Sky High Titans or Los Tres Titanes, what they've always been is family. Watching the turmoil and strife that this foursome are enduring has been uncomfortable, to say the least. Relatable also, at times. But it's important to remember that even with all of the familial upheaval and uncertainty, there is a match to be won at DEFCON in just a few short days. Team Haas is back and in a big, bad way. And what Uriel Cortez and crew need to be doing is focusing, not squabbling amongst each other. What follows is an advertising spot reserved by young Titan Dan Leo James. I present it now for your consumption, asking that you keep an ear out for a true, subtle sadness in the voice of this young man, who so desperately seeks to hold his new family together.
Hi, I'm Dan Leo James of Satani's Familia, and I'm here to talk to you about a common problem that affects ones of families that have a luchador as their big little uncle. My big little uncle, Minute, went missing a few weeks ago when he got suspended, and no one has seen or heard from him since.
In the arms of the familiar, far away from here.
That's why I'm starting our new charity, the Lost Little Luchadors Fund. That's right, the Triple L. Donate to our cause today and get me enough Uber fare to scour the mean streets of New Orleans and find my big little uncle out there before DEFCON.
From this dark, cold hotel room and the sentons you fear.
Help us find him so we can come together as a family, a real family, and kick the butts of those ass butts, Team Haas, and show them that bullies are only stopped by bigger bullies.
May you find your lucha today.
Help turn that Triple L into a Triple W when you donate to Triple L today. I can't believe we just wasted money on this, Minute. I'm sorry. Just please come home. Don't leave us alone with him.
Help.
Truly heart-wrenching. Hard not to hear the heartbreak through the levity. One can only hope that love can keep them together at DEFCON. We'll be back in just a moment with a rant from Ryan Scott, a tirade from Tim Tillinghast, and a few words from our roving reporter, Chris Trutt, when Def Radio continues in a moment.
Hello, faithful. You might remember me as the D, 1/4 of the pop culture phenoms and a man with a face now made for radio. Tune in to Death Radio and DEFCON to watch Elise Aries get my revenge on that dipshit pirate, Harry K. My brain still hurts.
Back from a brief break, just long enough to catch our collective breaths on this live streaming edition of the new Defiance Radio. This is Lance Warner. With DEFCON ahead, it felt right to reach out to some of the professional wrestling world's leading luminaries in the field of journalism and analysis. Please join me in welcoming Ryan Scott to the show. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Lance. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you on the show. We needed a rant of some kind, I'd say. Who better to provide it, and what better time than the present?
By the way, congratulations on the new radio show.
Ah, yes, thank you. I'm enjoying it. Everyone here has been wonderful, including my segment producer, Joseph. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, well, I don't have a stack of pancakes next to me.
Ha 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 ha! Oh, goodness, no short stack here.
Yeah, advertisement matches. Go figure. If that's where Defiance is heading, I don't know how I feel about that.
At the end of the day, Ryan, it's a business. While it may not be my cup of tea either, product placement has a place in the sport, I suppose.
Well, let's get into some DEFCON stuff, all right? I got some ups and downs. I got some predictions on matches. And let's get into it.
Wonderful. Let's dive into night one, shall we, friend?
So we're going to talk about Henry Keys defending the Soher against Elise Aries in a ladder match. Honestly, I like the new aggressive attitude of Elise, but I think Henry's going to retain here. As for the ups and downs, it's 67-33 in favor of Henry Keys.
Ah, interesting. So the faithful feel the Kraken will retain.
Dangerous mix versus flex in the box.
I find this contest to be fascinating because it's only a matter of time before one of these teams is challenging for the unified tag titles in a meaningful way.
I think Dangerous Mix is next in line for a tag title shot, so I'm going to go with them. Even though I do enjoy watching Flex in the Box, but I'm going to go with Dangerous Mix here. The ups and downs on this one is Flex in the Box is at 56, while as Dangerous Mix is at 44.
Pretty tight.
Crimson Lord versus Scro in an I Quit match. Personally, I think Scro is going to end this. Much to the ups and downs here, we got Scro at 56 and Lord at 44.
Crimson Lord has proven himself to be a despicable human being, and I hope your prediction, as well as the prediction of the faithful, bears out.
Kerry Koriyama versus Deacon Alexander. I think Deacon still has a little bit more ring experience to get. I think Kuriyama has more experience, and I think he's going to take this one. As for the ups and downs, we got Kuriyama at 56 and Deacon at 44.
I certainly agree with your assessment that Declan has a ways to go in his career. But I think this is going to be a showcase performance for the young internet sensation. A star-making performance awaits, and who better to have that showcase moment with than Kerry Kuroyama? This could be a sleeper match of the night, Ryan.
One of the matches that I didn't think I would look forward to at DEFCON would be Tyler and Desire versus Ames and a mystery partner.
Yes.
Now, I'm taking a wild guess here, but I'm going to pick Cyrus Bates as Ames' tag team partner.
I like that.
I do like where Tyler and Desire are going. It's an interesting take. But as for the ups and downs, it's 56 to Tyler and Desire and 44 to Ames and her mystery partner.
A lot of really close calls by the faithful, Ryan. It's that unpredictability that makes DEFCON and Defiance special.
Corvo Alpha versus the Mask Violator. This one I think is going to be pretty easy to decide. I think, although I don't see Corvo leaving Defiance, but I think to end it all, actually no, that's wrong. It'd be Nigel. So yeah, I would go with Mask Violator. I think Nigel's at his end. As for the ups and downs on this one, MV1 is 64, while his Alpha is 36.
Another harrowing and difficult story to watch unfold over the last year. I personally just don't know what is going to happen. Particularly after what we all saw happen between Corvo and Lord Nigel at Def TV 185. Watch this space, I'd say.
Ned Reform versus Elon Musk. I think this is an absolute joke of a match, and why it's even on DEFCON makes me wonder where Defiance is going with these advertisement matches and now this. But apparently the ups and downs on this one is Musk at 64 and Reform at 36. I'm not going to give a prediction on this because I could care less. Why this was made is beyond me. I think this is beneath Ned Reform.
The media has seemed hesitant to fully cover and explore this story. Obviously, Mr. Musk and his people have yet to comment on this challenge, this match, or DEFCON. This is going to be a spectacle.
So now we're at the main event. SNS versus the Lucky Sevens. I've had my problems with the Lucky Sevens, but I think their heel turn has really made them a dominant force. Probably one of the best tag teams. Both of these teams are probably the top two tag teams in Defiance. So, I do not want to see Defiance do the same thing that they did with the Fuse Brothers. I would not like to see SNS split up if they lose this match. Although, the Sevens are just, they've beaten everybody. So there's really nothing left for them to do.
That's a fair point.
I would see SNS taking the titles again. Hopefully they take them. I just don't want to see another split of a good tag team. But I think the Sevens are going to find some way in the contract that they have to help them retain those titles. I think SNS will win, but I think the Sevens will have some sort of fine print in the contract to keep the titles with them.
That's certainly been what has kept them in power and in possession of those belts thus far.
As for the ups and downs on this one, 56 to SNS and 44 to the Sevens.
The faithful have always been behind the Saturday night specials. We know this. Speaking of SNS and Saturday night, I'm told that there's quite a shindig kicking off at Ballyhoo Brew just across the street from our studios here at the Defplex. Might have to check that out after the show. Ryan, thank you for your read of Night 1. We are going to check back in with you on Night 2 in just a few minutes. But first, I'm told we have words from one half of the Night 2 main event. So let's listen in and we will return in a moment.
Following spot is paid for by the Better Future Talent Agency. Slander-free zone for Lindsay Troy, Oscar? Slander-free zone, huh? A certain friend of Better Future Talent Agency, we'll call him Dottie Gash, helped me get some ad time after the show hit the air. In the words of one of the greatest athletes in the world, Michael Jordan, you bitch, fuck you. Si pendejos. Better Future 2, Victus, Big Fat Zero. Lindsay, you talked all that noise for weeks, trying to burrow like a gnat under Alvaro's skin. It almost worked. I give you points for that. But you underestimated me, Lindsay, like you always do. You think you're untouchable. You think you're bulletproof. Well, I've been doing this a long time too, and I know where and when to hurt people. And it turns out it's your little mouthpiece, Sonny Silver. How's your face, Sonny? Fiesta de Nintendo Chicada. Don't feel bad, pendejo. Because my light burns brighter than anyone. Even Hall of Famers, even legends, even you, Lindsay. And then you can watch Tom Morrow, the greatest manager in the history of Defiance, the first manager to manage in 2 championship matches over 2 nights of DEFCON. The Lucky Sevens will retain their unified tag team titles and put Saturday Night Specials in the ground for good. Then on night 2, Alvaro is going to take the fist. It's going to be a better future for me and my bank account. Preceding spot was paid for by the Better Future Talent Agency.
Excuse me, folks, we're back live. This is Lance Warner. I apologize for this, but Joseph is one of our segment producers on staff. Joseph, I thought we discussed the level of vulgarity that would be broadcast over the air. I believe we discussed reducing that level as much as possible. How did that segment make air? This is unprofessional. I apologize. Let's move on. DEFCON fever has overtaken New Orleans, and as the home of Defiance, there is a party atmosphere in the air that is undeniable. Def has come home, and DEFCON Con is raging as fans from across the globe gather to celebrate with Defiance stars past and present. We sent our good friend Chris Trutt to the convention floor earlier today to catch up with some of the sights and sounds of the annual festival of the faithful, DEFCON Con.
This is Chris Trutt reporting from the floor of DEFCON Con at the WrestlePlex in New Orleans. There is a palpable excitement and energy here at the 2nd annual DEFCON Con, and fanatical Def faithful from far and wide have converged to be a part of the most unique convention of the year. I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to talk to people. Hi! Are you enjoying DEFCON Con?
Hello once again, Def Radio. It's everybody's favorite Super Def Fan, Super Def Fan 64, celebrating 1 year or somewhere thereabouts since my first appearance at last year's DEFCON Con. Things have been great. I've made several appearances all over Def Radio. I've done some things. I've been invited to press pool, press conferences, and it's been awesome.
That's great! Paint a picture for the listeners if you can. What's going on here? What are they missing?
Right here, I'm on the floor of DEFCON Con, and there's a brazen show going on. It's their Clash of the Con. Results should be coming, I think, somewhere by the end of the weekend from what I hear, and I hear it's going to be crazy. They're introducing a new Brazen Women's Championship, and hopefully there might be some collectibles for me to pilfer. Hopefully there might be some good memories to be had by all.
Brazen certainly provides some of the most exciting wrestling out there. Tell me if you can, what are you looking forward to most in...
Check this out. It's Butch Vic. Is Butcher victorious? Hey, Butcher, it's me, Super Def Fan 64, everybody's favorite press pool attendant. I have a question. Give me that, you fat little punk. That's right. Any stick belongs to Butch Vic, and I'm using this stick to tell you, Resin, your days in Defiance are numbered, buddy. You hear me? You might have gotten the drop on me, but Oscar Burns, he's gonna rip you limb from limb. You hear me? All right, you take this stick. All right, I'm out of here. Oh my God. Butch Vic, touch my stick. I'm never washing my stick again. You hear that, everybody? Butch Vic, touch my stick, and I'm never washing this stick again.
Oh, goodness gracious. Excuse me, let's see, who else can I get some insight from? Ah, you there, excuse me, care to speak to Def Radio listeners about your DEFCON Con experience so far?
Yes, thank you, yes, I'm having a wonderful time. DEFCON Con is delightful.
That's great to hear. What's been the most rewarding experience of this event for you?
Oh, for me, Just seeing all of the superstars and the megastars and the ultra stars. Lindsay Troy was disappointing. Everyone else was wonderful.
I see. Well, that's wonderful. As you can tell, it takes all kinds of faithful to fuel the fire. And I can promise you it's going to be red hot at Defiance's biggest event of the year, DEFCON. And if DEFCON Con is the spark to that flame, well, I think this show could shine brightest of all. This has been Chris Trutt reporting from DEFCON Con in downtown New Orleans.
Back live in studio for Def Radio. This is Lance Warner. Coming up, we get an earful from Tim Tillinghast. We'll check in with one of Defiance's most lovable superfans. And much more. But first, let's rant a little more with my colleague and comrade Ryan Scott about Night 2 for DEF CON in just a few short days. What are your thoughts on Burns versus Resin?
I think Burns losing and losing his power kind of takes a lot of Vivictus strength away without really making them lose any type of momentum. So I'm going to go with Resin on this one. As for the ups and downs, Resin is at 89, Burns is at 11.
Oscar Burns has put on so many legendary performances, and you have to believe that he will be bringing his very best. My gut tells me that Resin is just outgunned and overmatched. I'd love to be wrong, though.
J.J. Dixon and Nathan I. Given their last segment, I think a new layer was added to Nathan I. I don't think he realizes what he's got himself into. As much as I do not like J.J. Dixon, I'm going to go with J.J. Dixon on this one. I think Nathan I has bit off more than he can chew in a dog collar match. And I think this one's going to go right to Dixon.
I love that stipulation, a dog collar match. It's old school, it's gritty, and these are two athletes who can deliver. I can't wait for this one.
As for the ups and downs, Dixon has got 68. I has 33.
Oh, wow, a landslide majority.
Arthur Pleasant versus Michael Van Warren.
Oh.
Please, wrestling gods, do us all a favor and let Arthur Pleasant lose. Please.
Please.
This will be Arthur Pleasant Day if he loses this match and we no longer have to see him in Defiance. The ups and downs on this one are Warren at 67, Pleasant at 33.
Say what you want about Arthur Pleasant. I think it's safe to say we both have, but he is the more experienced animal in this fight, and I hope Michael Van Warren knows how to swim, because he is about to find himself in the deep end with AP.
Titanus Familia versus Team Haas. The Familia has gone through this before with their group. I think Minute is going to go off on his own, and I think Team Haas is going to win this one. I find it hard to believe that a team with as much momentum as Team Haas has right now, that they would lose at DEF CON. As for the ups and downs, Titans Familia has 67, Team Haas has 33.
I don't know if my heart can take Minute turning his back on his family. The level of intrigue and mystery going into this contest has me on edge, to say the least.
Dex Joy versus Connor Fuse for the #1 contendership. I love both of these guys. I think they're both well suited to being in the main event. But I think Dex has been on this road for since 2019, and they've been putting a lot of push into him, and I think Dex is going to take this one, but it will be one hell of a match. As for the ups and downs, Joy has 68, Fuse has 23.
The Dex Joy journey has been one that every fan has taken with him, and this match at DEFCON feels like one more crucial step in his not always storybook journey. Connor Fuse is incredibly talented and gifted, no doubt, but this feels like a custom-built Dex Joy moment we are all about to share in, and I can't wait.
Malik Garland versus the Flying Frenchie. Again, this is another one of those matches where I'm not very fond of somebody that's getting paid by appearances. We couldn't find anything better for Malik Garland at DEFCON.
This is going to be one of those rare occasions where we might agree to disagree. I think that bringing in the Flying Frenchie here serves a perhaps underserved, lapsed wrestling fan. This man has a pedigree, like it or not. He is an icon in the business, like it or not. And he is only adding to the spectacle and pageantry of this event. So I'm excited about this match.
I'm taking Garland here because why would you put Frenchie over if he's not really a full-time member of Defiance?
I don't think Malik needs a win here, Ryan. I think this is an opportunity to pop the crowd and give them a DEFCON moment to remember. I'm saying fly, Frenchie, fly!
As for the ups and downs, Frenchie's got 68, Garland has 33.
Nice to see I'm not alone in my assessment.
And in the main event, Lindsay Troy versus Alvaro de Vargas.
Be careful. This is a no LT slander zone, Ryan. I'll caution you.
Vargas and Morrow did the unthinkable. They actually got Troy to snap rather than Vargas to snap. I think Troy is going to beat the ever-living piss out of Vargas, but she's going to take some of the beating her own too. Vargas is no pushover, but I think the fist is staying with Vivictus, and I'm going with Lindsay Troy on this one. As for the ups and downs, Troy has 92, Vargas has 8.
Wow, pretty impressive numbers.
And that's all I got for you, Lance. We'll see if we'll do this again next time.
100%. I'd love to have you on again.
Thanks for having me.
I've got Tim Tillinghast lined up next for his DEFCON outlook. But before we get there, DEFCON Con is one way that Defiance has taken its biggest event and somehow made it bigger. One more way new to 2023 is the addition of a fan-fueled tailgate party going on both days of the event. It's a tailgate party like no other, and it's hosted by lovable Defiance superfan Jersey Mick. Chris Trutt was embedded with Jersey earlier this week as he prepped for the biggest party he's ever thrown. Let's take a listen.
This is Chris Trutt from Defiance Radio, reporting from the Ready Mart just outside Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is the hometown of an eager wrestling devotee named Michael.
Hi, Jersey. What we gonna pick up here at the grocery store? What we got?
Michael lives with his mother in a modest split-level ranch in the suburbs and spends most days playing canasta with Mama Mick and taking his 14 vicious dogs for their 13 daily walks. This year, Defiance is hosting a 2-day tailgate party just outside their Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. And chosen to host this unique event this year, young Michael, known to friends and like-minded wrestling fans as the frequent Def Radio featured call-in guest Jersey Mick.
Maybe he wants some green beans. Let's get some green beans for him.
I'm out today with Jersey as he shops, picking up what he calls supplies for the tailgate party's super secret guest of honor.
Oh yeah, jalapenos are vegetables. They need the jalapenos. I think he wants to stuff them. Yeah, jalapenos. They're gonna get the stuffed peppers. Ooh, what else we gonna get? What else we gonna get? DadCon gonna be lit.
Referring to the tailgate party as DadCon, Jersey is either very confused on his own program or both. But that is why he is so beloved.
Sausages. Gotta get many sausages. Oh, that's what we got. What options we got here? Franks and brats.
I asked Mick which match he was most excited about for DEFCON, but I was never given a clear answer. I felt like I was talking to a cat.
Okay, he likes the Hebrew Nationals. He says the kosher. Mama likes them kosher too. Doreen.
For 7 long hours, Jersey pushed his shopping cart up and down the aisles of the Ready Mart, slowly adding and often removing items. The friendly staff seem to know Mick and love him just as much as we do.
Sausages. Buns. There we go. Add it to the cart.
I asked Mick what fans could expect at his DadCon, and he didn't really have an answer for that either. Just said that he hoped his dad would be proud.
It's a pretty good bop for a grocery store. And I'm singing a song.
The kid's attitude is infectious. The cold sore on his lip might also be.
I wonder if he prefers his bologna with pimento or not. Better stock up on both of them. Make him decide when he gets there. He'll get both bolognas.
A wide array of heavily processed food loaded his cart. I questioned if this would be enough food to feed the tens of thousands of fans expected to be on hand for DEFCON. Jersey assured me he had thought of everything.
Yep, the ice cream. Yep, gotta get the ice cream.
The only thing he could promise me is that his dad would be at DadCon, and that it was gonna be a blast.
Oh, I can't forget the noodles. That noodles will be later, but we're not by the noodle section. We're by the dairies. This yogurt is called Oikos. Oikos.
When the exhausting shopping excursion came to an eventual end, I was questioning nearly all of my life and career choices that had brought me to that moment. Like holding a conversation with Jersey Mick. Answers were hard to come by.
Picking up the cheeses. Picking up them sliced cheeserinos. What else we gonna get?
If you're going to DEFCON next week, try and arrive early enough to check out Jersey Mick's big party. I hope you like yogurt.
Patrons want to poop all night too. We'll give them some Activia yogurt.
When I arrived back at the studio to produce this piece, I asked my bosses, why? Why did I just do that? What did I learn? How is this enriching anyone's life? Again, no answers. I suppose we'll learn everything we need to know at DEFCON and perhaps at Jersey Mick's DadCon. Reporting for Defiance Radio, this is Chris Trutt.
High fructose. Maybe I can hide it. We'll see. Okay, there's some Hawaiian punch. Gotta get the Hawaiian punch.
Back in studio, this is Lance Warner. Thanks for listening. I value you. I'm honored to welcome my next guest, another respected writer and commentator on this sport we all love, Tim Tillinghast. Let's check in with Tim and his thoughts on DEFCON.
Greetings and salutations, my little giblets, my little chickadees, my little friends. Tim Tillinghast here, and I want to address the elephant in the room before I kick off this shindig, and that's the fact that you haven't seen me very often or really heard from me. And I know many of you hang on my every word. You need me to form your wrestling opinions, and I understand. I get it. But truthfully, the reason I've been away, and no one really knows this, it's exclusive here on Def Radio, I have been helping Defiance develop their new video game. Yes, that's right. They tapped my expertise in all sorts of matters, from movesets to you name it. And since I am a man of great principle, I decided that it would not be kosher to review Defiant shows while I was on the payroll. Seems like a bit of a conflict of interest there, yes? So, here we go. I'm back. I'm done. The video game's over. I'm not on the payroll anymore, and you're going to get some unfiltered Tillinghast tirade right now, because we've got DEFCON coming up, don't we? And I will also say, I consider Scotty Flash a friend, but Mr. Warner, I appreciate the way that you have brought a touch of class to this program, so I salute you, sir.
Kind of you to say. Let's not mention that name again.
Yes, all right, so, DEFCON. Here's what we're going to do. 5 things about DEFCON that I love. But if you know me, you know that I've got some thoughts as well. And 5 things about DEFCON that I hate, right? So we'll balance out the positive and the negative here as we go forward. So we're going to start with my first love. Are you ready? All right. What I love Elise Aries breakout moment. Elise Aries is a performer who is very young, has been around seemingly forever, and continuously flirts with the potential of being a megastar. I don't know whether it's the company gets cold feet. I don't know whether Aries herself is just an unfocused performer. But when it always seems like she's going to get there, something happens to pull her back. Well, right now, she is in the best, most prime position I've seen in the time I've been following Defiance to take that next step. The D is off the board. Yeah, the D is gone. I don't know. There's no that guy. The guy's not around anymore. And Aries is challenging for a belt that she helped define. And the current holder is doing the best work of his entire career. Henry Keys is a bastard, and he is a magnificent bastard. And Keys is so strong. Right, he has overcome so much. This Ve Victus thing has raised his stock immeasurably, and he beat the crap out of the D. He beat up that guy, and he's got the momentum. Whoever dethrones him is going to be a made man or woman, and I say, if I'm running this company, this is the time to pull the trigger on Elise Aries. It's time. I know she's been Southern Heritage Champion before. It's not like it would be a new thing, but this would be a monumental win over the right opponent, and it's time, and I hope to see Aries do it. Okay, now my first negative. Gimmick matches. Gimmick matches, Lance.
I see.
A pay-per-view does not need oodles of gimmick matches to feel big or special, right? So we have too many. We have way too many. And, we have gimmick matches between feuds that have been lasting only for a couple of months. Not every mid-card match needs blood feud ending. And it's bogglesome. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get burned out. I'm going to watch this show, and by the time we get to the main events, I'm going to be burned out on gimmick matches because there's too many. I don't know who's allowing these people to do this, but someone needs to step in, right? You can have a wrestling match. In fact, I would venture to say most of the mid-card should be wrestling matches. That's what you do. So, too many gimmick matches, and I'm upset about it.
Take a breath.
Okay. My next positive. Kerry Koriyama, no surprise there, versus Declan Alexander. Now, see, Kerry is, in my estimation, the greatest professional wrestler in the world today. No one can touch him. He is criminally, continuously underused. And he is facing someone who, although his persona really grinds my gears, that millennial Gen Z crap, I can't deny that Declan Alexander is an extremely talented young performer. And I'm happy that Declan is having a chance at the main roster. And this is a chance for Declan to really prove himself when he's in there with the absolute best. Kerry and Declan both have something to prove. It's time for Kerry to grab Defiance by the ears and say, you can't ignore me anymore. And it's time for Declan to say, look, I belong here. And the fact that they're fantastic wrestlers means it's going to be a fantastic match. And they don't need a gimmick, do they? No. They're not facing each other in a video game rules bullshit crap fest, right? We're not going to see 300 ladders, jagged panes of glass. They don't need that. They're just going to wrestle. And I salute them for it. And I predict they're stealing the show. Okay. Now we're down. Part-timers. People who have come out of the woodwork to wrestle one match and then disappear again. We have an incredibly stacked roster on DEFCON. In Defiance, I should say. We do not need to dust anybody out of the mothballs and bring them back to fill a card, right? That's not necessary. We have Team Haas, the Flying Frenchie, Elon fucking Musk. There's somebody else. Who am I forgetting?
Take a breath.
It'll come to me. But the point is, there's too many. Oh, Crimson Lord And even, I don't know, maybe Van Warren. I'm not sure if he's sticking around. But there's too many people taking too many spots. And I don't like it. Now, if any of those people are going to stick around and become permanent members of the roster, I will gladly withdraw my complaint. But I don't think that's going to happen for the majority of them. And I say you let the regular performers have those spots because they've earned it, damn it. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yes, my next up. Long-term payoffs. Scro versus Crimson Lord. Even though I'm upset that Lord is not a regular roster member and he's wrestling, this is a long-running issue that's going to have a resolution. And it's an I Quit match, which is a gimmick match. But here's the important part. That gimmick fits the story, and it has been earned by months and months and months and months and months and months of build-up. See the difference? Do you see that? Yeah. You've got the Saturday Night Specials and the Lucky Sevens. We've seen over the past couple weeks. That's more or less 3 years in the making. And we've got MV1 versus Corvo Alpha, which has been building since Alpha stepped in the door in Defiance. These are 3 examples of some fantastic long-term thinking, long-term booking, and these are things that deserve the special stipulations, the big surprises, and I can't wait to see all 3 of them because I think all 3 of them are going to deliver in very different ways. And in fact, all 3 of them are going to be extremely hard-hitting affairs because those performers are known for such a thing. Okay, a down. Elon Musk. And not for the reason you might think. Not because I'm a wrestling purist. No, I get that there's a place for some sideshow bullshit. Like, I get that, right? Celebrity involvement, I understand. But the fact of the matter is that you should never promise something you can't deliver. And if you think Elon Musk is showing up on this pay-per-view, I've got some property in Florida I'd like to sell you. There is no chance that this man is taking part in this event, and yet Defiance continues to market it as if he is. And I say that is bad business.
Allow me the opportunity to get a word in, if I may. Elon Musk is a businessman. He's a cagey businessman. I'd argue that if he wasn't going to appear at DEFCON, that we'd have heard about the favored saints being served cease and desist papers. By the way, we haven't heard about that. I'll let you continue, but not before offering that if Elon Musk wasn't going to be there, we might not have heard it from him. But we would have heard it from his legal team by now. Carry on. You've given us a negative. Now how about a positive?
Okay, all right, yeah. So, now we need a good thing, right? Let me tell you another good thing about DEFCON. Resin versus Oscar Burns. Now listen. Obviously, Burns is absolutely impeccable in the ring. A man with no wasted motion, a master at what he does. And then you've got Resin, an unbelievably undeniable phenomenon with the people who, no matter how foolish he looks or how you book him, he just cannot be denied. The people are always going to love this guy because of a odd, quirky, natural charisma he just has. This is a match that encapsulates everything good about pro wrestling on either end of the spectrum. You've got the pure technical power, the storytelling, and you've got the charisma, the razzle-dazzle, and it's all encapsulated in one feud. Although I will say, if Resin loses this, Defiance is fucking stupid. I'm going on record. I don't care. Help the video game or not. If Resin is out of this company, Defiance is fucking stupid.
Language.
And I will never watch again for a week or two, probably. So, yeah. All right. What are we at? Okay. A bad thing about DEFCON. The 4th bad thing, in fact. Arthur Pleasant. Do I really need to explain why? I don't care how much he's tried to be a wrestler. He's a waste of TV time. He's a waste of promo time. He's a waste of match time. And worse yet, he's in a ladder match. So we're going to have to watch this guy get freaking brain-bustered off the balcony through a ladder and then pop up 2 seconds later and do some stupid crap where he sticks out his tongue or bleeds or picks his boogers or whatever stupid crap he's going to do. I hate him, And I hope he loses. I hope he loses because unlike Resin, it would be fantastic to never have to worry about that jackass ever again. All right. So we're down to our last two. I've got one more positive, one more negative. So I think I'll break tradition and I'll do the negative now because I want to end on a positive note. So my final negative, the main event, heel versus heel. This is not a knock on either wrestler because I'm a big Lindsay Troy fan and I think Alvaro de Vargas is absolutely phenomenal and his rise to the top has been absolutely unparalleled these past 3 years. And I think ADV deserves to be in a top spot and I think Lindsay Troy deserves to be the fist. I just question what they're going to do here. How do you get people invested in a match if they don't care who wins, if they don't want either of them to win? Like, what do? You run the risk of one of them losing their heat, which is never fun, or you run the risk of the audience sitting on their hands. So, I don't know. Lindsay Troy has been in this business forever. Maybe she's got a plan. Maybe Defiance has a plan, but I'm skeptical, and I'm worried, okay? I'm worried. All right. The final positive thing about DEFCON, the flip side of that, hero versus hero, Connor Fuse versus Dex Joy. Here are two guys that have been riding an unbelievable wave of popularity forever. And the thing is, both guys deserve the shot. I predict whoever wins this match is going to dethrone, pardon the pun, Lindsay Troy, and ultimately become the guy in Defiance. So the question is, who do you run with? Connor Fuse has shown time and time again that he has this special connection with the fans that just, no matter how wacky his booking is, no matter what he joins, no matter what the other babyfaces say about him, the people still love the guy. And then you've got Dex Joy, who just has money written all over him. He doesn't look like a traditional pro wrestler, but he's got the charisma, he's got the moves, he's athletic, he's got the catchphrases. He is everything you want in a franchise player. And so I can't decide who's going to win, but I don't care because I think it's going to be a fantastic display of professional wrestling. It's going to be the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. The people will be going insane for everything. And I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be a spectacle. All right. There you go, Lance Warner. That's Tim Tillinghast. 5 things I love about DEF CON and 5 things I hate about DEF CON. And I encourage all you listeners out there to keep an eye out for my review because you can be damn sure I'm going to review the hell out of this thing and I'm going to have some thoughts. All right. Tillinghast out.
Tim, thank you so much. You always have an interesting view, and it's always fun to banter. Thanks for being a part of my maiden broadcast. Thanks to everyone who has tuned in and been a part of a very important night for me. Big thanks to Ryan and Tim for lending their expertise on our upcoming big event. I'm excited to get to this next segment. It's time for my pay-per-view odds for DEF CON. Sponsored by EWTs.com. They're ew-terrific. All right, let's get to it. Match-by-match odds breakdown with me. Lance Warner, a closet degenerate gambler. Let's start with night 1. The opening match is, hey, what's that noise outside? Joseph, is someone at the door?
Uh-huh.
Don't they know we're on the air?
Yeah, I think they do, actually.
Little pig, please let me in.
What the blazes?
By the hair of your shitty chin.
What is the meaning of this?
I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your head. Oh, man, I've been huffing and puffing way too much already. Oh, hey, it was open the whole time. Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appear to be being joined live on the air by the escape artist Resin. What is all of this about? What is that in your hand?
Pipe down, Lance Pants. This here is a hijacking, and I'm taking control of this here misbegotten snooze fest y'all call a radio show. That's right, Lance. I'm here on behalf of the people themselves. The faithful tens of thousands upon thousands of defiant punkaholics out there that you're putting right to sleep with this clinical normie crap you got us listening to. No, don't take it personally, Sir Lancelot. I ain't got anything against you. I mean, you're great at what you do. It's that soft, simple, effective, the play-by-play breakdowns. I mean, you're great on commentary. We love you, but, here on Def fucking Radio, simplicity is for the birds. And birds suck. They just shit all over everything, and like only half of them are edible. You know what I mean? But I know, and you know, and everybody else out there knows, and I know, again, that there's only one person out there who can make Defiance Wrestling Show legitimately defiant. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking Scotty Flash.
Resin, I apologize that you aren't a fan of our new format, but you can't just bust into the studio like this. Besides, Scotty Flash was removed from his role as this program's host by Defiance's creative director himself, Oscar Burns.
Whoa, hold up there, little Lance Warner. Sitting in your corner, eating your Def Radio pie, sucking your thumb, but in walks this bum all crazy and pissed off and high. You don't need to talk to me about Oscar Burns. There ain't been a single solitary second in my life these past few months where I've been able to shake old Ozzy's face out of my head. But as you and everybody else out there in Defiance Land knows damn well by now, here are just a few days at DEFCON on 420. This go-bastard is finally getting his chance to put my friggin' fist right in that smug, smirking face of his. And it's more than just the favorite Saints title on the line, Lance. If I win, there ain't gonna be any more of this creative dirt liquor nonsense, because all of Ozzy's shares of favorite Saints Financial will be going directly to me, yours truly. But of course, waging a war against elitist scum like Vay Victus ain't gonna come without running some risk, Lance. And so, to liberate Defiance from their tyrannical grip, I'm putting my very career at stake. If I lose, I'm gone. Kaput. Out of Defiance forever. Buried alive for good by the man with the golden shovel. Right now, Lance, this could be the very last time you see the escape artist. This may be the very last time the faithful out there can hear my voice. And you know how that makes me feel, Lance? You know how I feel right now? Afraid. Like, this could legitimately be the end of my career. Think about it. This is Oscar Burns. He already outdid me back at Defiance Road. And granted, he needed help, but now, this time around, I feel that by going this far, I may have inadvertently brought the beast back out of him. I'm not facing the high and haughty man of power. I'm going toe-to-toe with the man who, love him or hate him, Lance, he epitomizes everything that Defiance aspires to be. And I have to beat that. Me, Resin. A lowly goat bastard whose only real strength in this world is his refusal to just go the fuck away. I could talk all I want about never giving up and never laying down, but ultimately all it takes is a quick 1, 2, and 3, and I'm gone forever. A legacy in this company, left unfulfilled and devoid of any real achievements. A 3-time favorite Saints champ? Who am I kidding? I could never hang on to that title whenever I had it. Nor could I move on to anything better. But that never mattered to me, Lance. Defiance, Lance. That's all that mattered. Having a place that welcomed me. A place I could call home. A place that saw me for who I really am. A place that gives me the freedom. The freedom, Lance, to be me. That's all I ever wanted. This place that brought out the best in me and gave my career my one and only passion in this lonely, lonely world. A place where I could thrive. That's all I ever wanted, Lance. Is that too much to ask for? So what I'm saying, Lance, is this could be it for me. This could be my last chance to do something truly meaningful in this federation. One final act of defiance. So I don't give a fuck what Oscar Burns says, because I dragged this here mile-long cord all the way from Ballyhoo Brew, and I'm plugging it in right there to that there feed.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right.
Thank you.
Here, step aside. All right.
Go ahead.
Joseph, what are you doing? What is happening? What does that cord lead to?
right.
Resin, what have you done?
Scotty! Scotty, are you there? Are you there? Can you hear us? Oh! Oh my God! Oh, what is this? Ah! No, start! Pull it out! Pull it out! Pull it out! God damn it! No! No, jeez! Oh, sorry, everybody. Oh, that was okay. That was a chord that went to my Spotify playlist. That's yeah. All right. All right, here we go. I think this is the right one, hopefully. Yeah, all right. Fingers crossed here. Are we ready? Yeah. That's a nice body spray you got on, Lance.
Oh, thanks for noticing.
All right, here we go. All right, going now to Ballyhoo Brew, where the real Def Radio party is. Beam us up, Scotty.
All right, I think I'm on the air. It's Scotty Flash, live from Ballyhoo Brew. Defiance Radio is on the air. I think we did it. Joe, I don't know if you can hear me in the studio, but we are live here at Ballyhoo Brew, surrounded by some of 300 of my closest friends. Obviously, a huge debt of gratitude to Resin, who was able to hook this up. He literally trudged this, I think it's almost a mile-long cord, across the street, through the bar, across the street, all the way through the Defplex, got past security. I don't want to know how, but we are back. And let me tell you something, I'm not going anywhere, baby. But now that I have the microphone back in hand, I have to thank everybody. Thank you. The support I've gotten since being tossed off the air has been amazing and moving. There is a movement here, a defiant movement. Okay, the people are resisting. I guarantee you the ratings for this show are down. I guarantee it. And until now, of course. But the people, please, you got to get me back on the air. You need to. I don't know what you need to tweet them. Maybe Elon Musk can help make it happen. I don't know. He's going to be at DEFCON next week, I'm told. But Scotty Flash is defiant. Scotty Flash is Defiance Radio. And damn it, that's what this is all about. Thank you so much. I struggled to stay awake during that show. Okay? Ryan Scott, not once, but twice, 2 segments? Whose idea was that? I mean, what are we doing? Oh my God, painful. But it feels good to be back on the air. I feel the love. What an amazing venue at the rebuilt Ballyhoo Brew. You got to come down here. I'm going to be checking out DadCon next week. What is that about? I have no idea. That was a very odd segment, but that's Chris Trutt for you. Folks, I have commandeered the airwaves to plead with you. We need that groundswell to get me back on the air, but more so, pleading with you to support Defiance, support DEFCON. Let's get behind Resin. Let's bring Oscar Burns and Vay Victus to their knees. Get them out of here. And here come the police. All right, Joe. Thank you, Joe. If you can hear me, let's wrap this up. Oh, here they come. How you doing, sir? Yep. No, I'm not on the air. Nope. You're fine. Sure.
Defiance Radio.
Lindsay had the fist, and everyone was pissed, because by Victus ruled the place. Lindsay and Sonny laughed when Tom Morrow got chaffed, but that all stopped and Navarro melted Sonny's face. We're watching DEFCON. Mushy and the Fox were watching DEFCON, fighting Flex in a box. Will we really see Elon Musk cheering for Ned reform? What the fuck? We're watching DEFCON. Hey Elon, Twitter sucks. Buses were exploding and the Lux heads were imploding because they got beat by Brock and Pat. Lucky Sevens got that last laugh, cause in their big contract they said that this might be SNS's last match. We're watching DEFCON. Elise Aries, go get it. Watching DEFCON. Henry Keys beating up midgets. Resin drove Oscar Burns insane, cause everyone's favorite just wouldn't go away. Oscar's an asshole. Resin, make the GC pay. Now our good friend Connor has to battle Dextroy for a title shot. The comment section, Dex is gonna wreck 'em if they get in the way. How will Connor rank? Now MV1 and Corvo are gonna battle Ono, 'cause MV1 just might have to quit. But Lord Nigel could meet his end as MV1 tries to save his friend. Out of all this, which side will Corvo pick? We're watching DEFCON, Crimson Lord and Scro. I quit watching DEFCON. Fuse's verse, same shit, guy shit. Poor Minute had lost his smile, while Team Haas attacked his familia all the while. Frenchie whooped Malik like a snowflake stepchild. And JJ Dixon walk Nathan I like a dog. Michael Van Warren could cost Arthur his job. We're booing Carey. Declan Alexander, game on.